Welcome once again to the Bear Network here for a very special show today, talking about girls soccer here at Bearettes Central High School. I'm your host, Gary Ownbey, being joined by a host of folks, and I'll let Dr. Ted Lackey, who is our girls head coach, explain who is with him with Coach Vance and the young ladies you brought today.
So I'm Coach Lackey, this is my assistant Coach Vance, and then these are two of our three captains, Caitlin McMahon and Mackenzie Stevenson.
You girls, what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
Junior?
I'm a senior.
Junior? Senior. You got a senior and junior captains there. Captains have extra responsibilities. Is there something the coach you saw in them that would?
So we have, the way we do it, we end up with three captains and we have players vote for some of them, and then coaches will also pick. And so the two that the players picked, they won by a landslide, which it was obvious kind of going into the vote. And then, me and Coach Vance, we also had a captain that we picked. And so, yes, it does. Any captain of a soccer team here at Bradley is elected by players and coaches both.
Well, we've had you on one of our shows before, Coach Lackey, but you were coaching boys at the time. You're still coaching boys, now you're the girls' head coach. Has that transition, what's it different between the girls and the boys? You told me something. You need to repeat what you just said a minute ago.
Well, the difference between girls and boys, I think, is girls listen a little bit more than the boys listen, right. But we're working on that. I think, coming in as a head coach, Coach Armenta, the head of the boys, he always would tell me you wear it more and you carry it a little more. So like the losses, the wins, you kind of feel it all a little more than I did as an assistant. And you tend to, you'll kind of blame yourself sometimes, and it's just more of it's a good burden to have, but you wear it, you wear it as a head coach. So.
Well, any coach who cares does.
Yes,
If you don't care, you don't worry about stuff like that. Coach Vance, how long have you been involved with soccer here at Bradley?
Here at Bradley, this will be my first year coaching at Bradley.
And what's your background?
I've had assistant coaching experience with high school girls as well, and then I've just played soccer all throughout my life, so since I've been like 6 years old.
Are you from Cleveland or are you out of the town?
I'm out of town. I'm from Cartersville, Georgia.
From Cartersville, so you got a Georgia cracker up here.
Yes, not too far away.
Caitlin, how long have you been playing soccer?
I have been playing soccer since I was 3 years old, and I've been a part of a travel soccer team since I was in second grade.
What position?
I typically play midfield, but I also play a lot of defense, and this year especially I've been playing a lot of striker.
And what position do you play?
I'm a center back on defense, and I've played soccer for 12 years.
Soccer for 12 years. Soccer is, I've talked about this before, a lot of running. You guys have to be in good shape. You have to be. I mean, and in this brutal heat we've had, that's hard on you and the coaches who are just standing around looking like the coaches, when you guys are out there on the field running hard, is it tough to get in shape and to maintain it? I mean, once you get there, I guess it's maintained.
Yes, sir, it is. You also have to just drink a lot of water and watch your nutrition, and you just have to prepare yourself for it. You can't just go out there without nothing.
I bet during the course of a season, in the heat, you'd lose weight, whether you wanted to or not. I mean, it's just a given. Maybe that's what I should do.
I think especially once school starts too, you just stay busy, 7 hours at school and then practice out front. And I can personally attest to the difference between the heat the girls deal with and the heat the boys deal with. I think with the boys, it's more of like precipitation in the cold that gets us, and with the girls, it's been different to deal with the heat. It's not something I'm used to, just because it's usually more mild in boys season.
And girls soccer is a fall sport in Tennessee, and boys is a spring sport, so you've got a full year, basically. You just transition from one to the other, don't you? Sort of like that. As a player, what would you like to be better at? So the coach needs to hear this. So what, in your mind?
I've been working on this for a long time, but definitely my foot skills, you can always get better. You can always learn a new move. You can always learn how to get around someone. I think just being able to maintain that ability is very valuable to a player.
And I'd say on a pitch, when you're out there, there's a lot of talking goes on. Is there not? I mean, soccer is one of those.
We hope so. We hope
there's
there's
got to be
talking going
talking.
on.
It's not, hey, we're going to eat after the match. It's, hey, we put positions, people in the right positions all the time.
We try to tell them it's a constant conversation. It's to be just, you're talking the whole time, always letting each other know.
It's unlike other sports where football, is quarterbacks calling signals and then players are sort of talking, but it's a constant thing. It has to be that way, I guess.
And not a lot of stoppages either. There's not much time to communicate. You have to choose your times wisely.
Yeah, you just got to go with it.
Speaking of stoppages, what would stop a match in the middle of a match? I mean, the injury would stop it, the clock, or does the clock keep running for an injury? Or?
It depends. The ref, if they go like this to the announcer, to our guy up in the press box, he'll stop the clock. That's the symbol. So they're kind of always looking for them to go like that to the clock, and that's what'll let them know. Yeah, but big injuries, if they have to come talk to one of us maybe because we get a little too passionate, that might stop the clock. Other than that,
Surely not. Surely not, Coach.
I've stopped the clock a few times.
And you've been here a while. How long have you been here, Coach?
This will be my 7th year, so
7th year.
first year as head coach. But
So you came when we were playing out on the front lawn,
yes, when we were playing games out there, yes.
and
I
now we're
remember.
on a nice AstroTurf field.
Yes, and it's completely, I think, changed the program for coaches and players.
In what way is it different? How is it different?
You feel really spoiled when you walk out there on that turf. It's very motivating to know that that's where your games are and that you have that support and that our lines are stitched into the field. And you know, it means the world to me as an employee here to be able to have that opportunity.
It can rain 3 or 4 days in a row. Doesn't matter.
It can pour
Yeah.
all day,
No
yeah,
matter.
and we're good. It's fine to go out there after school as long as it's not pouring. Even if it is, you can still go out there, and we've had games, and it's quick. The game's totally different when it is wet turf, but it makes it fun, easier to slide.
Well, and having it there when you're in the stadium, you have the bleachers are there, the restrooms are there,
Yes.
concession, all the good things you got to have.
Yep.
Coach Vance, what is the breakdown of the team as far as class-wise goes? I see you have about 28 players. Are you balanced between classes, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors?
Right now,
A lot of juniors.
what would we say? I mean, yeah, we have a ton of juniors. We have about like 6 seniors right now, and then the rest would be sophomores and freshmen.
Is that a good balance for what you want to happen
it's good.
now
Yeah,
in the future?
of course. And like we want to keep the sophomores and freshmen, of course. Like right now we have 2 teams, so a lot of games we'll have a JV and a varsity game. So that's good because while they're freshmen and sophomores, we get to build them up to be varsity players potentially in 1 to 2 years. So it's good.
When do you have tryouts to get on the varsity team coming into the girls' season? And does that happen in the spring or the summer or?
Yeah, so tryouts typically will be like end of May. So we had that, and so that we could start practices in the summer, and then we continued in the fall too.
So if a student moves in from out of town though with their family though, and they think, I played soccer at so-and-so,
Oh
come
yeah,
see you, right?
Yeah, we're
Right,
so
real
open to
quick.
that. I mean, we're not like there's not really a closed tryout day. We tried some throughout the summer, so it works out.
Anytime you get a player, bring
Yeah.
them on there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your season so far, Coach.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
going pretty well.
Yep.
We've had a couple big wins. We were able to beat Grace earlier in the season, and then we just beat Cumberland County this past Saturday, and felt like we weren't supposed to beat them. We felt like we took that win kind of by surprise. They beat some teams that had beaten us recently, so we prepared to play a lot of defense, and we ended up getting a counterattack and beating them 1-0. So we were really, really happy about that one. It's been very motivating for practice this week, and we've got Howard tonight, which is a big district game, and then Cleveland Thursday. So we want to stay motivated and stay hungry this week. And then, we've had some losses that we've improved on that we've been able to take positive things from and things we didn't do right and work on in training, and then it'll look better in the next game. And so, I think we've learned more from our losses than our wins, and that gives us plenty of practice material to work on. And I think the girls do very well at responding to coaching, especially in regards to like formation and positioning on the field. They seem to be, you tell them something one time and they're able to do it. But we're still working. Yes. But we're still working on, like McMahon said, foot skills are really important. And so a lot of them, we're still making sure they're repping the basics in practice and continuing to work on the foundational stuff so that we can build on the more complicated things as we progress.
You got 2 matches this week with Howard tonight, Cleveland Thursday night.
Yes,
Are
sir.
those here or where?
They're going to be both at home. So we're at home
Both
this
here.
week, which is going to be great for us. We love playing it. I've never played anywhere better than Bear Stadium for soccer. Haven't had a better soccer match.
sure.
So we love playing there.
We need a good crowd to come out here to support you guys.
Yes, we
Both
do.
of- Now, who comprises our district now? I know it's changed around somewhat, but
So now it's they split it 4 teams and 4 teams, and so East Hamilton came in brand new. They've grown, So now it's East Hamilton, Howard, Bradley, and Ottawa. We're sort of the Chattanooga side of the district. And then after Bradley, you get to Cleveland, Walker Valley, Ray County, and McMinn County are the other side of it.
And those two districts would comprise our region, I guess.
Yes, those 8 teams make up the new region now.
And let's walk it further a little bit more. Heading into, as the season's winding down, where will and when will the postseason begin?
So it's around fall break time that postseason begins, and it'll be, since there's only 4 teams in each district, you basically go to a semifinal, and then the next game would be the final. But we won't know those draws officially till after all of our district games have been played.
And then our 1 and 2 plays their 2 and 1? Or
Yes, yeah. So same thing with if you win your district final, you'll host the region semi, and then if you lose your district final, you'll travel to go to the region semi.
Well, man, we're into September now.
Yes.
And the season is really moving along quickly there.
Yes.
How many more matches after this week? You got 2 this week. How many more we have?
We've basically got 2 a week into fall break. Yeah, so we'll stay busy, 2 matches a week, Tuesday, Thursday, up until fall break.
As a head coach, what is the most important thing to you right now for your team to be successful? Is it defense? Is it offense? Is it whatever?
I think it's just, we've designed practices where the girls are staying on the ball a lot. In preseason we do a lot of conditioning, a lot of stuff off the ball. But, when they're running 5-7 miles a game, it's tough to work in the conditioning in season because the games make up a lot of that conditioning. So we're getting them on the ball, and just even if it is conditioning, they've got the ball in their foot. And I think the more we can rep passes and dribbling and kind of the basics, I think the better we are as a team and can put it together on the field.
Well, I know boys are quite a bit different from girls, probably when it comes to coaching them, and you see them both because you're still involved with the boys. Does Coach Vance, are you the mama bear that they come to when the boyfriend's mad or they've broken up or whatever?
Oh yeah, we've had a couple of girl talks, and that's a good thing. So
it is.
It's welcoming. I mean, we want the girls to feel like they can talk to us, but especially me in that area for sure.
Well,
so
it's always good to have a coach that will support you and rally around you and do all the things, say the right things too.
Yes.
Because you're teaching these girls a skill, a sports skill, but there's a lot of life lessons in there too.
After high school, for sure. We always say that too. Like, we want to grow these girls as high school soccer players, of course, but also grow them into women when they're doing the workforce or college, whatever it is. So we just want to better them as a whole. I
interview a lot of guys for different sports and girls too, but I like to ask the question, 20 years from now, your soccer life is over with. What are you going to be doing? What would you like to be doing?
Nursing.
Nursing?
Let's go.
For us old people, I guess. How about you, Kate?
I would like to be an educator.
An educator, like your dad?
Yes, sir.
The teacher there. And by the way, she was a flower girl. 10-year-old flower girl at homecoming.
On this day.
On this day.
Really?
Our dad just showed me the picture before we walked in here.
That's awesome.
Of course, Andy McMahon's a long-time instructor and a staff administrator.
Isn't it history you want to teach as well?
Yeah.
So we know all these juicy secrets about
Soccer
everybody
coach.
there. So you never know what we'll come up with. So. Well, Coach, anything else you'd like to add to our program here today? We appreciate y'all coming and taking time out of your busy schedule to be here and all. And it's been fun. It's always good to talk about our kids, promote our anything here at Bearettes Central High School. All of our programs are recorded here in Studio H12 on the campus of Bearettes Central High School under Mr. Quinn Schroyer's direction with his students doing all the work that you see going on. The programs are available on YouTube. Go there. When you get there, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Anytime we have a program, you'll be notified. It's totally free, so you can see this on YouTube, on the Bear Network, on Facebook, as well as X, they call it now. It used to be Twitter. So, until next time, thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
We'll say so long for now. God bless, and go Bearettes.